My name is Blaine Bryant. I work for BMC Software in our Information Services and Technology group. I have accountability for the IT Finance group as well as our IT Service Management office. So certainly we cover the software asset management processes for our IT organization and our production environments, but we also partner with our R&D organizations for our 5 different product lines, as well as our cloud services, software as a service business, which has vast and extensive production operations. We had a number of different challenges. One of the biggest ones was that our software asset management processes were very labor intensive. A lot of manual effort went into our audits and audit preparations, audit response. We also had a lot of different sources of truth in terms of where we would gather information regarding our software license inventory, as well as the software licenses that we purchase and own and have rights to use. And so reconciling that information coming from multiple sources of truth again, was very labor intensive for us and always presented a challenge when it came time for renewals, true ups, and audits. So one of the key things for us was to have a enterprise, capable solution that integrated well with the number of different, sources of truth or systems in our environment. The ability for the tool to collect inventory information from multiple sources, roll it all up, also be able to integrate with our procurement system, take in our contract agreements, and then on top of that be able to give us the ability to configure and tailor our license agreements within the tool so that when we scan different populations, whether it be our corporate production environment, our end user environment, our R&D environment, or even our SaaS business, right? Those are all governed by different configurations of a license agreement. And so to be able to represent that in the tool and then have that automatically reconcile against the scanning we do in those different areas was critical. And that cut out a lot of work for us. So integration into our environment was key. But then also the efficiency with which we're able to reconcile our licensing position across all those environments, compliance reporting, benchmarking, those are very, very key selection criteria for us. Measuring success of our program and driving ROI has come from 3 main areas. One is in audit response and the amount of effort that goes into that for us traditionally, which is very labor intensive for us to pull information from a number of different sources, reconcile it against what we own, and then produce reporting to satisfy the audits and audit response. So efficiency and accuracy in those efforts are key. Also, what's very important to us is having a solid way of reclaiming licenses and knowing what's available for reuse. And that for us drives a lot of savings, whereas we might have had scenarios where newly hired employees would always have new licenses procured for them, as opposed to really understanding what is it that IT has available for reuse. And so the amount of savings that's driving is key for us. The other measure of success for us is how much time we're spending preparing for negotiations for renewals and true-ups. This can be very significant with some of your larger software vendors. And in some cases, when it was manual based for us, it could take anywhere from 6 to 9 months. Now we're able to get to a defensible license position for these large vendors in a matter of 6 to 8 weeks, and that's a dramatic improvement for us. A couple more lessons learned for me would be Make sure you don't do this in a silo. Engage with all stakeholders early and often, even whether they're IT or in the business. Make sure they understand what you're doing, how what you're doing is going to change their experience as it pertains to software license management. And then also really stand out and be a leader, right? Help people understand the greater vision of what it means to be successful and what it means to run a successful software asset management solution and process, and how it's going to benefit the business, and make sure that you have everybody on board every step of the way, and do validation and checkpoints with these people, communicate, and make sure that they really understand and embrace the vision.